Jess, you're back!
I know, the moon was a really scary place. Super dark over there.
And you're an android now.
Yeah, actually, I learned a few new tricks. Montage, activate.
And that's everything you missed this summer. We're not talking about that. We're moving on.
To the Batmobile. Let's go. Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed. Roger. Ready to move out.
Guys, what just happened? I was sitting at home having a sandwich and suddenly it was flashing lights in my eyes and pictures and now I'm here.
That's another one of my tricks. Pretty nifty, huh?
I'm scared.
And this is Nerdcast.
Time for some news and views. Feeling depressed that Breaking Bad is ending? Well, don't worry. There's a spin-off in the works. It's shaping into a prequel, so let's hope it won't make us as angry as that one fan that decided to sue Apple. Speaking of Apple, because your iPhone 5 is so last year, Apple recently announced the iPhone 5, wait for it, S. Like that was unexpected. The upgrades include a better camera, the new A7 processor, a better battery, and a fingerprint scanner.
Ah, NSA's gonna love that.
That's right. A fingerprint scanner. That way, your friends can't lock you out of your phone, which is great. But if you want to buy something while drunk, it only takes a scan of your finger to activate as a passcode. Enjoy that Miley Cyrus video, guys.
Movie review section. Elysium comes to us from Neil Blomkamp, the South African director who gave us District 9, where one movie is about an underclass fighting back against a discriminatory upperclass. This new movie is about an underclass fighting back against a discriminatory upperclass. At the very least, this is all that critics are saying about Elysium, but to its credit, it does try to be a little bit deeper than that. This film follows the journey of Matt Damon as a Latin American orphan striving in what looks like modern Detroit. After receiving a fatal dose of radiation at his cruel and dangerous factory job, Damon's character desperately returns to a life of crime in order to make his way to Elysium, the space station where all of Earth's rich people have gone to live in a bid of ridding themselves of disease and living forever. Knowing that, if I tell you any more about the plot, you'll know exactly how this movie ends. Basically, Elysium isn't trying to be subtle. The movie bludgeons the audience with a message about universal healthcare. You see, every rich person on Elysium has a med bay that's essentially a magic bed capable of curing any disease, while the poor people on Earth tend to get sick and die a lot. The rich are so detached from the problems of the poor, they no longer even live on the same planet. Not to mention, it seems like the only reason the rich keep their magic beds to themselves and not giving them to the poor is because they just don't like the poor. Like I said, it's not subtle. This movie also has something to say about immigration, seeing as how everyone on Earth seems to be of Latin American origins, and trying to get into Space America. So, I suppose you can celebrate the fact that this movie is not, in fact, just another take on District 9. It is, however, a preachy and obvious attempt to sell people on universal healthcare while showing Congress as an uncaring mass of privileged space, Martians. It's not really a bad message per se, but it's dangerously oversimplified. Basically, you just need to know that Elysium is literally and thematically in space.
As a surprise to absolutely no one, Microsoft released its first Xbox One commercial. And it's all about sports. Based on this commercial, I'm not sure their all-in-one device actually plays any games. Probably a good call considering they have changed their game policy so much over the summer. I still can't keep it straight.
Family sharing.
After saying to Microsoft, haha suckers, Valve has decided that it's ready to jump on that whole let's share games bandwagon. You can see how you can now share games with up to 10 devices unless the game is connected to another service such as Origin. Keep in mind that, just like you can't be logged in on two computers at the same time, only one person can access the game library at any given time. The library owner of the game always has priority to play, but if your friend is playing Skyrim, Valve was nice enough to include a few minutes to let them finish killing that dragon before they save. I'm honestly looking forward to the fact that now someone might actually have a chance to play the games I keep buying from all the Steam summer sales.
Game review. Suda51. That's not gibberish. That's a man's name. A certain man. A special man. And by special, I mean really way out there. Also, yeah, that's really his name. Suda gained a cult following after releasing Killer 7 on the PlayStation 2, a game about a hitman with multiple personalities, each of which changed the way the character was played. After that, he created a game about inappropriate gun metaphors, followed by a game about a cheerleader and her boyfriend's head killing zombies with a chainsaw. And now, Killer is Dead, a game that makes as much sense as its title would suggest. The game is about Mondo, a government executioner with an evil robot arm. How do we know it's evil? Because the game clearly tells us that it's from the moon. And the moon is evil! Duh! Mondo spends the game killing evil moon robots with a katana, and then spends his downtime seducing women, because he's the manliest man on the planet. And that's the real draw to a Suda51 game. Elements of plot only vaguely make sense, but it's not about making sense. It's about how many awesome things can be crammed into a game at one time. Unicorns? Easy. Sentient evil train? Who cares? Giant alien mutant? This! As long as it's cool, it only needs to make vaguely enough sense to keep the game moving between fights. And there, my friends, we've found our way to Suda's weak point. Once you get past the glamour, Killer is Dead starts to get a little stagnant. The combat is simple button mashing. You've got move, katana, and gun, with a few situational tricks here and there that allow Mondo to do things that are... well, just look. If you couldn't follow that, what you missed were lightning-fast combat against a creepy dude dressed as Xerxes. Also, if you couldn't follow that, then Killer is Dead is not for you. This game is about the adrenaline rush. There's a sense of anime-level speed to everything, which is likely the reason the combat is just an enraged button seizure. And the worst part is, sometimes the game is just too fast. I mean, I love a rush as much as the next dangerously handsome man, but the cameras don't have what it takes to follow all of Mondo's actions. And if I can't see how cool he is, then how do I know how cool I am? For a game that's so graphically stylish, it sure does play like an old PS2 game. Easy and clunky slashing fits combined with a bad camera make Killer is Dead a frustrating experience. There's a lot about this game that's good. The weird story, the metal soundtrack, the general awesomeness will probably be a big draw for fans, and let's face it, the old Suda fans had this game pre-ordered from day one. But mediocre combat is going to drag down this experience as its total weak point. Ultimately, this is a game you have to choose to put up with if you want to get the most out of it. If you can deal with the combat and the Suda51-ness, then you stand a fair chance of enjoying yourself. So, rock on, government executioners.
In case you don't like playing in 3D on your 3DS, you can now play your 3DS games on your 2DS, which is exactly how it sounds.
Nintendo, why? We loved you.
Well, they're marketing the system as an entry-level handheld for the younger crowd. Kinda like a Leapfrog, but better because it has Mario and Disney.
Oh,
As for other hardware, if you haven't heard, a special Zelda Wii U is slated to release on September 20th. It comes with a digital copy of Wind Waker HD, which doesn't release until October, mind you, as well as a digital Hyrule Historia. The gamepad also has some Zelda designs on it. Not the system, though. Sony's been busy this week, in Japan at least. They announced a bunch of stuff that may or may not come out to the West, such as a new, slimmer Vita and a PS Vita TV. Sony hasn't forgotten us, though. Turns out Japan won't get the PS4 until next year, 2014.
being first is important.
Samsung is also talking new tech this week and has announced plans to use 64-bit in new devices. While none were specifically named, I think it's safe to assume the Galaxy S5 will be among them.
Or they could be like Apple and just add an S to everything.
Because the Galaxy S5S makes so much sense.
Galaxy SS5.
SS5. Actually, that sounds better. In sciencey type news, NASA's Voyager 1 has reached interstellar space. This is the first man-made object to leave our solar system. Pretty cool. Also, researchers at Zhejiang University in China have developed an invisibility cloak. And it only took 15 minutes to make.
My Harry Potter dreams can come true?
It's not one you can actually wear, though.
And now, here's Jeremy.
System override.
What the heck was that?
No. Take that, evil space invader of wheat. You shall never take me alive. Aha! Looks like you don't have a leg to stand on. Haha, but I have one. This one. Does a little song and dance. No! I do the work.
I'm totally confused for the second time in one show. This is getting bad.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I vote we go to Comic Crash.
Alright, that sounds good to me.
Comic Crash!
And welcome to Comic Crush. As usual, I'm Jeremy, but this time, Mitch here is my comic apprentice.
I built an igloo in the summer once.
Apprentice, introduce news.
News!
DC's editorial team is continuing to show problems. Justice League 3000's premiere was pushed back to December after artist Ken McGuire was unceremoniously kicked off after partially penciling the first issue. But bigger than that, the 11th hour nature of major forced editorial changes has alienated yet another A-list writer, or two, as J.H. Williams III and W. Hayden Blackburn depart from Batwoman, claiming that with the way the company is handling things, quote, they can no longer continue to tell the best stories they can. Morning Glory's writer Nick Spencer has stated, the way DC treats a lot of their freelancers is absolutely abhorrent. When it happened to me on Supergirl, I didn't say much because I didn't want to dwell on the negative. But when you see it happen to so many good people and the damage it does to their careers, their incomes, etc., it's just not okay.
December has creative team changes for The Flash and Aquaman, but evidence suggests less negative circumstances.
Meanwhile, Marvel's begun teasing the new wave of their Marvel Now relaunches. December's Avengers number 24 will simultaneously be number 1 again somehow to signify a major jumping on point. January will see the release of 2 new books, Inhuman by Matt Fraction and Joe Madureira, and All New Invaders by James Robinson and Steve Pugh, starring Captain America with his old war buddies, the original Human Torch, not the Fantastic Four one, Namor, hopefully he has wearing more than his underwear, and Bucky Barnes, his former sidekick, currently known as Winter Soldier.
And now reviews.
The Riddler number 1, aka Batman number 23.2, because of DC's whole confusing villain month thing, was the best villain issue last week. Scott Snyder writes the Riddler to calm, menacing perfection. The art was incredibly fitting, 10 out of 10.
The Court of Owls number 1, Batman and Robin, number 23.2, in other words, came in a close second, with seriously ominous artwork, creepy looks into their history, and a huge setup for the future. 10 out of 10.
Before the hiatus, I praised the heck out of the Avengers AI lead-in one-shot, Age of Ultron number 10 AI. However, that was by legendary writer Mark Waid, while the main ongoing series has been by slightly less prolific Sam Humphries. Humphries is usually pretty good, but Avengers AI is an absolute mess of rushed pacing and flat characters. The art tricks you into thinking there's a smooth flow, but no. Issue 3 came out 2 weeks ago, and 4 out of 10.
So, Avengers AI, not working out. But Marvel's got another Avengers series for you. Mighty Avengers. It's clear that this is building up to be a street-level team. Ironic that it begins in the midst of a cosmic event, but the premise is solid enough.
The artwork is pretty standard, but the pacing is great. I'm also flabbergasted yet fascinated by, I swear to you, the splendiferous Spider Hero. His design is beautifully crazy, and I have to know who he is. Overall, 7.5 out of 10. Going into Battle of the Atom, X-Men was my favorite of the connecting series, which includes All New X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Wolverine and the X-Men. So it's no surprise that the first X-Men issue of the event has the strongest character work. It still doesn't move the story into the epic event feel yet, but I can't deny the overall quality. 8.5 out of 10. Avengers Arena number 15 was so full of love and sacrifice, it brought tears to my eyes. You get the sense through the whole issue that someone is going to die, And Dennis Hopeless really keeps you on the edge of your seat wondering who, and it was devastating. 10 out of 10. Also this week was The Manhattan Project's number 14, which is an image series that stands alongside such masterpieces as Morning Glories and Chew. It takes unpredictability to a whole new level, and is plenty rewarding even if you're not familiar with the real-life Manhattan Project. 10 out of 10. And that's it for Comic Crash. Apprentice?
I guess now we'll move on to our newest segment, Good, Bad, Random?
Interruption!
Well, technical support? I'm upside down at the moment. No, I don't feel like holding. No. Right. Well, clearly this is not my fault. Right. Left, right. Okay, so this has been pretty unproductive. Right.
I don't even know how to explain this. It's cheap. You don't have to worry about not having money to play your 3DS games.
Bad. Nintendo is ditching the clamshell design that the 3DS has, which means the 2DS won't be able to fold up and fit in your pocket.
Random is the mere fact that Nintendo, a company already famous for kidifying a lot of the stuff, being more family-friendly, is going out of their way to make a system that's doubly family-friendly.
No more bad eyeballs due to 3D. Oh no, the new horror.
Bad. The 2DS only comes in 2 colors, red and blue, and that's weird, right?
You can still shoot 3D photos with a stereoscopic camera, you just need to upload the pictures to something that can actually view 3D to see them.
It's a good entry-level system for younger kids, so now your little brother and sister won't ask you, hey, can I borrow your 3DS? Can't say the same for games, though.
Bad. The button positioning on the 2DS is kinda awkward to make up for its more template-like design. It's not comfortable in the hands, especially for the L and R buttons, which are just in a weird spot.
And it looks like a slice of bread, and I kind of want to eat it.
Well, guys, we had some technical difficulties today, but I think we had a solid episode of Nerd... Yes?
I don't know what's going on. I've tried pulling all the wires, but it just won't stop.
What are we gonna do?
Nope.
I see you.
Guys, I have no idea what I'm doing. Help us.
Guys, where are you? We still got a show to do. Right. I'm going on break.
All cameras are mine. Full system integration complete.
Oh, that's not good.